So, you are considering moving to the Portland and Vancouver greater area. Well, you have found the ultimate resource and guide for information when moving to the Portland and Vancouver greater area. My name is Joseph Nelson, and on this channel, moving to and living in Portland and Vancouver, my mission is to show everybody who wants to move here exactly how to do it, and expose the best areas that fit their lifestyles. If you are thinking of moving or relocating to the Portland, Vancouver area, that is what this whole channel is about. If that's the information you're looking for, then subscribe to this channel because I make a new video every week. I cover all that you need to know to make confident and comfortable decisions about moving to the Portland, Vancouver greater area. And the options here are vast. All of the communities, the hot spots, the cost of living, working, playing, eating, and all that goes into the varied lifestyles here. You may be retiring, starting a new job, or just wanting a change in scenery and lifestyle. I cover why I would want to live in various communities and why I would not. There is so much to the relocation process, and you will know nothing when you move here. Maybe you need a contractor for a remodel, or you need some new carpet, and you have no idea who to call. That's what I'm here for as well. I have all that in place to help you after you get here. By the way, would the last one out of California please turn the lights off when you leave? Okay, let's get into some content as kind of a teaser of what to expect when you watch my videos. What follows is an overview of the geographic area of Portland and Vancouver and surrounding areas. I'm going to touch on some of the vast opportunities available in the region that you could enjoy on day trips or weekend outings. I have lived here all of my life. I know more about this area than the average bear. Okay, you would ask, how long is that? Well, that is over 60 years. I have tried to experience everything the region has to offer, yet I have failed. Downhill skiing, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, bird dog field trials, fly fishing, salmon fishing, hiking, camping, big game hunting, deep sea fishing, sailboat racing. Like me, you could spend a lifetime here and never experience everything that the region has to offer. You actually need to decide what you're going to specialize in because the opportunities are so vast. Okay, first, let's look at a map and look at the big picture, the region that surrounds Portland and Vancouver. Portland's climate is great for year-round living. Does it rain a lot? That depends on perspective. I don't think so. The days that it rains non-stop are very few. Generally, in the winter, during the rainy season, we have a mix of rain and sun. We do periodically have what they call Pineapple Express, which is a warm rain that comes from Hawaii, where we could get 5 inches of rain in a week. And during those periods, it rains pretty much non-stop. But we've not had one of those this year. So as a general rule, yes, we do get a lot of rain here in the winter, but we also get some very nice weather. When it's nice and clear, it tends to be on the cooler side, 30 at night, 40 during the day. When it's warm and wet, we tend to have temperatures of 50 to 60 degrees, both day and night. We don't really have our own weather here. We borrow it from a lot of areas. Two in particular. We borrow our weather from the Pacific Ocean. It comes up the Columbia River. The Columbia is a weather magnet. And when there are storms off the coast, it comes up the Columbia River into the Portland, Vancouver area. We also get cold weather in the winter from Canada and the central United States that comes down the Columbia River. We can have periodic, what we call Arctic events here, with temperatures getting into the single digits for a week, and this happens maybe once every 3 or 4 years. Typically our weather is mild, cycling between wet and clear and cooler. In the summer, the patterns are very similar. We get hot weather coming down the Columbia River from east of us, and we can have temperatures approaching 100 degrees or slightly over. We've not had that in a couple years. Generally, our high temperatures in the Portland, Vancouver area are about 90 in the summer. And we can go for 60 to 90 days without measurable precipitation in the summer. So it can be very nice here in the summer. But the typical temperatures in the summer are about 80 degrees for the high and 55 for the low. There are pluses and minuses to our weather. The amount of rain we get, from some people's perspective, is too much, but the rain is what gives us our lush green vegetation. It's all green here. We have beautiful trees and shrubs. It's really quite beautiful and spectacular. Now, as a general rule, the further west and north you go from the Portland, Vancouver area, it's going to get cooler and wetter. The further east and south you go from the Portland, Vancouver area, it's going to get warmer and drier. So within a few hour drive, you can have just about any kind of weather you want. The Portland, Vancouver area sits in a valley, primarily the Willamette Valley, and we are flanked on two sides by the Coast Range Mountains and the Cascade Range Mountain. The valley is elevation from 0 to 1,200 feet. There are microclimates throughout the region. Rainfall amounts, depending on how close you are to the mountains, can range from 30 inches a year to 100 inches. One microclimate on the west of the valley is known for growing grapes, and they have many vineyards and many wine tasting events in this area. Portland offers the big city stuff: professional sports, performing arts, concerts, the Oregon Symphony, fine dining, brew pubs, just to name a few. I really can't do the city happenings justice in this short video, but the city cultural opportunities here are vast. Okay, on the west side of the valley is the Coast Range. This is a true rainforest with free-flowing salmon and steelhead streams that empty into the Pacific Ocean. There is some world-class fishing available on the coast and on the coastal streams for salmon and steelhead. There are no dams on the Coast Range. Elevation in the Coast Range is between 1,000 and 4,000 feet. Just to the west of the Coast Range butts right up against the Pacific Ocean. This is 1 to 2 hours away from the Portland area. Hillsboro on the west side of the valley in the Portland area is 1 hour from the Pacific Ocean. There is so much to do on the Oregon and Washington coast. It's a popular place for people to take weekend getaways, go whale watching, storm watching in the winter, fish and chips dining, fishing, sightseeing. The opportunities on the coast are almost endless as well. You can visit some of the towns like Newport that have a fairly substantial commercial fishing fleet. You can take a 2 or 3 hour whale watching excursion, which takes a Coast Guard style small boat out, and you actually get fairly close to whales. On the east side of the valley is the Cascade Range. Mount Hood, the highest peak in Oregon, 11,235 feet, is only an hour from Portland. Sandy, on the east side of the Portland metropolitan area, is only a half hour from the mountain. And the home prices there are well below median home price for the Portland metropolitan area. The winter sports opportunities on Mount Hood are very good. Elevation between 2,000 and 5,000 feet with higher volcanic peaks, such as Mount Hood. And these are scattered up and down the Cascade Range in both Oregon and Washington. Okay, next let's look at the high desert of Oregon and Washington. As we travel east on Highway 84, we go through the Columbia Gorge, which is a national scenic area. And as you drive through the gorge, you go from western Oregon wet to central Oregon, which is a dry, arid climate. And you can do this in about an hour. The high desert has an elevation of 2,000 to 5,000 feet. This is an arid climate with 4 true seasons. They get a fair amount of snow in the winter and cold weather. This area is dominated with sagebrush and juniper. The higher elevations have pine trees, and that's at about 4,000 feet and above. This is accessible within 2 hours of Portland. The Blue Mountains in northeastern Oregon are a little further away, but this is dominated by mostly drier forest and snowy peaks. These peaks range between 4,000 and 9,000 feet. This is a little bit further drive. This is 4 to 8 hours away from Portland. If you really want to get away, you can go to the Oregon Outback, and this is in southeastern Oregon. This is an 8 to 10 hour drive. So that's the big picture in brief. If we zoom in a bit and look at the Portland-Vancouver area, the Portland metropolitan area exists in 2 states. You can't talk about Portland without talking about Vancouver. They are, in fact, one big geographic area that is separated by the Columbia River and the state line. But make no mistake, Southwest Washington is an integral part of the Portland metropolitan area. In my videos, I share what I like and what I don't like in regards to each subject area. I won't candy coat anything that needs to be said. I cover all the communities, all the seasons of life, from your first home to your last home. I cover where you want to live to fit your lifestyle. I cover the trendy walkable neighborhoods, skyrise condo living, the sleepy bedroom communities, the new construction communities, the floating home communities, the 55 and over communities, the older homes that have larger lots, the rural communities that offer a lifestyle with horses or livestock and self-sufficiency, the neighborhoods to avoid. My goal is to equip you with absolutely everything you need to know when moving to the Portland and Vancouver greater areas. From Longview, Washington in the north, this is 30 minutes north of Portland, and the median home price there is 30% less than in the Portland area. So this is an awesome area for first-time homebuyers on a budget. There are first-time homebuyer incentives available in this area as well. And I cover to Woodburn, Oregon in the south, and this is the largest 55 and over community in the area. In the west, I go to Hillsboro, which is affectionately called the Silicon Forest. This has Oregon's largest showing of high-tech industry. They have a lot of land there, a lot of industrial land that's still developable. We should see more high-tech coming to the area, as the trend is for them to move out of California as well. I cover as far to the east as Hood River, Oregon, and directly across the river, White Salmon, Washington. This is a transition zone between the wet Western Oregon and the dry Eastern Oregon, and this is the windsurfing capital of the world. They have 4 true seasons here, with a fair amount of cold weather and snow in the winter. You know, if you can't find the information you're looking for in my videos, make a comment. It may be there, but you just haven't found it. It may not be there. I am always looking for content ideas that people want to see. And so I will make a new video based on comments that are made in the comments section below. And I make a new video each week. But for now, sit back and enjoy the ride and soak up the videos. Hit the subscribe button and join my community. And until the next video, I'll catch you later.